Women's safety in college campus. What comes to your mind when you hear this topic? Do you feel safe on your college campus? Do your friends feel safe?
This is an important topic because everyone has personally had or knows someone who has had their safety threatened at some point. In this case, we are focusing on college-aged women and how they experience threats to their safety on a college campus.
A specific statistic that stands out is that women between the ages of 18 and 24 have consistently experienced higher rates of rape or sexual assaults, and it is currently estimated that 1 of 5 women that are enrolled in college have been sexually assaulted.
The safety of women on campus should be important to everyone because we are all responsible for maintaining the safety of those around us and working to eliminate the problem of sexual assault and harassment on campus.
In general, I feel very safe on campus, although sometimes if I'm walking home alone at night, I do feel more cautious and maybe I want to call someone while I'm walking.
Yes, I've had an experience feeling unsafe on campus walking home from an event at a fraternity before.
There was one time when it was right after Mike Brown was murdered, and we had a vigil and we marched for a little bit. That was the only time. Just there was a small altercation with somebody who disagreed with our march. Where that felt, it felt a little bit dangerous. So.
This semester, I'm living in a sorority house.
I live with 5 other people in a unit. We all have our own room in Carytown.
I think it depends on the situation. I never felt unsafe on the bus, but if you're far from the bus stop, you might feel uncomfortable walking there. It's also just easier in most scenarios.
Do you feel unsafe when you're walking to and from your sorority house?
I'm not sure if I would go as far to say unsafe, but if I'm walking alone at night and there's no one around, then I get a little bit nervous, so I'll usually call somebody.
I think living in the sorority house makes me feel safer because we usually go out in groups and we all walk home together, and even people who don't live in the house come here to get ready and they all come back after people go out, so we're always in a very large group of people rather than walking really far off campus alone in a much smaller group of people.
I think so. I think most of the times I feel unsafe because I feel like I get off these vibes that people are uncomfortable with me being around, and so just as being black, I have to be careful never to get too angry around people who don't look like me, especially strangers. And then at night, I am always really conscious of who's walking near me, and if I'm walking behind somebody, I try to slow down, or I'll I don't know. I try to just make sure that I'm not getting anybody uncomfortable just because I'm 6 feet tall and I'm black. Yes, because I'm just very conscious. I I just have gotten the feeling from police that I appear kind of more dangerous than others, and just from being around, quite frankly, white people. It just I feel like I have to be careful about my actions and how they're perceived. Um, so particularly at night, I'm very conscious of who I'm walking near, what's going on around me, and what I look like while I'm walking, because I don't want to be perceived as something I'm not. So yeah, because I'm someone who isn't causing danger for anyone. I think it's more in my conversation with peers and people you know, and just when situations arise that either because of someone's race they feel uncomfortable, or because someone's gender, maybe a male is making someone feel uncomfortable. It's having a conversation to raise a standard of what is acceptable, actually still doesn't happen that often from peers, and I think it's really unfortunate that we don't set a standard amongst each other to make people feel safe and to be understanding of what people's lives are like when they're just trying to like walk home.
Currently, women on this campus go to many seminars about sexual assault harassment. However, many of the boys on campus are not attending these seminars, and the boys should have just as much knowledge about assault. They should understand how it makes girls feel and how to help girls feel more comfortable.
Another solution would be to have more transportation at night, since this is when women's safety is most in jeopardy. Currently, there is Safe Ride at the University of Michigan. However, it is not reliant and only drops off at university buildings. It could take them over an hour to get there or even not be able to take you to your house. We need an option that would be able to take anyone to anywhere they want to go at any hours of the day. The buses running from north to central should have more stops at night because it is dangerous to wait 45 minutes at the CC Little because it is not well lit and could be dangerous. It could be dangerous because you're all alone and there's not that many people around. If the buses came more frequently at night and had more locations of stops, this would improve the overall safety on campus. A specific statistic that stands out is that women between the ages of 18 and 24 have consistently experienced higher rates of rape or sexual assaults, and it is currently estimated that 1 of 5 women that are enrolled in college have been sexually assaulted.
By providing free transportation and mental health services for students, our plan of action fights against classism by giving people a means of traveling safely at night without having to be concerned about if a person can afford a ride or not, and also giving the option of seeing a mental health professional whether they would have the money to or not. Students would not be at a disadvantage just because of where they live and what they can afford to do.